All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the first P and O podcast. Here today, I have my good friend Foggy Chip. Say hello, Foggy. I guess I don't know.
Hello.
Hello. Today we have absolutely no clue what we're doing.
No, we do not.
We do not, and that's why this is the very first one. So through time and practice, we can get a little better at this thing. So, I have a list of subjects that we could possibly talk about. Well, which one on
Possibly.
this list do I think would be the most interesting to start
Most
off with?
interesting to start off with an icebreaker.
Alright. Since right now Foggy and I are just playing Minecraft and talking, let's talk about the new mob that's going to be added to Minecraft.
What is
Um,
the mob?
Mob B. It is going to be some sort of flying creature that when you uh basically if you don't sleep, it will freaking come and attack you. Yeah, if you don't sleep or if you move beds too often, it will come and attack you.
Breaking the rules. Like if you're following the law, is it not just gonna
Um
like work
it
when
will
you find
only
it
spawn.
any other way?
You have a slight chance of spawning it if you're up in what you would call it.
Wow.
If you're up in the air like with the wings, elytra wings.
Oh, okay.
So if you're up above the clouds in your elytra wings, you have a small chance of spawning it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And if you don't
It's a little bit
sleep
creepy.
or if you change your bed location too often, it will start hunting you at night. It only appears at night.
Wow. That's pretty intense, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like it already.
Yeah. It's
Well,
gonna
that's
be
cool.
pretty crazy.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts about that shit? What do you think it's
Um,
gonna look like?
well, they gave us an idea of what it's gonna look like. It looks like a manta
I
ray,
know it's gonna
almost.
fly. A manta ray? I could picture like a manta ray. Oh shit. That's
It's
like a
gonna,
fucking sea creature.
yeah, it's gonna look like a small black manta ray with black eyes that's going to fly above you. And
Oh, that's pretty dope.
it's going to be the only true flying mob because like bats and parrots and freaking elytra
Yeah.
wing, it's gonna be the only thing that can pretty much attack you besides the ender dragon and those little fairy, the vexes,
Yeah.
while you're
It's too
flying.
bad you can't like tame enemies and just ride them around. Because I would totally ride a skeleton.
Yeah, that would be great.
I would also ride this new
Dude,
flying
I would freaking mount
thing.
uh um a skeleton horse. That would be so much fun. Just
Oh, that'd be
riding
so
around.
dope. Oh, imagine if they had enemy skeleton horses that the skeletons rode on and they could shoot you from
I
far
think
with their
they
arrows
do.
while
It's like a
riding the
rare
horse.
occurrence.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I think they do have that, Foggy.
That'd be
Um,
sick. Actually, yo, wait a minute. You know
they
those
spawn
little
in
tiny
fours.
zombie dudes?
Yeah.
Those little zombie dudes. I seen one. He was spawned and he was chilling on a spider, bro. And then I killed the spider and he jumped off and started fighting me. I'm not
Really?
even kidding you.
That's pretty
Yeah, dude, it
crazy.
happened the other day. Yeah, man. It was sick. He
So
was
it
just
was like a
sitting on there.
spider
His legs were
jockey.
sitting. Yeah, he was fully sitting on the spider.
Huh. You know what
Pretty
I
dope.
saw one
Oh,
time?
found some redstone. What?
On PC, they added a feature, and in Pocket Edition of Minecraft, they added a
Yeah,
feature to where pretty much any mob can become a jockey for a baby zombie now.
that's crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm. Like, pretty much, like, you'll just be strolling down the street and seeing a freaking zombie horse-ridden skeleton horse type thing with a
Skeleton
baby
horse
zombie
type
on
thing.
it. Yeah. You could see a cow with a baby zombie on it.
That'd be crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Just rolling around on a cow.
Yeah. But
That's funny.
back to the new mob that they're adding, bro.
Yeah,
This
sorry, I lost subject there. My
this
bad.
freaking mob, they're saying that it's going to be acrobatic and it will do loops and try and attack you from the front. So if you're flying
What?
in Minecraft, it will come from above and try and attack you, like dive bomb you when you're
Oh
flying.
shit. That's fucked up. That's pretty
So
intense. I'm excited.
pretty much, but the thing that they're also talking about is that it only comes out at night.
Yeah, you were saying that you have to be like awake.
So you have to be flying around and awake at night for this thing
That's
to attack
interesting.
you. So that brings a whole new aspect to survival at night in Minecraft.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So if you're
Does
just
make it a lot different.
so if you're in a desert and you just can't find a sheep anywhere to make a bed for like 2 or 3 nights, this thing's
You're
gonna
basically
come down
screwed.
and swoop you.
Ha! Yeah, will it come into caves too?
I'm pretty sure if it has a big enough opening, it will.
I guess that makes sense, right? As long
I'm
as
not
it
sure if
fits.
it's.
Damn,
They're
dude.
also talking about it being like if you
Like,
haven't
is it
slept,
huge or
and if
small?
I don't know, they haven't given us a size.
Shit, son. I want to look into this.
What they're also talking about, dude, is that it's like a hallucination that the person that hasn't slept will see it. So you'll just start looking at
Oh,
people
what?
all around you, like the person that hasn't slept will just start fighting nothing, and then
Now it
he'll
just
just
sounds like you're making
pop.
shit up. Are you serious?
No, they're actually talking about doing this.
That's sick. Oh, fuck. I almost fell in the lava. That would have been my death. Wow. I was lucky. That's really dope, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like.
Yeah, you and me both.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So everybody voted on Mob B, and I'm excited to see what that's gonna turn out to be. Um, yeah. I also have the PC version of Minecraft, so if you all on my channel want to see gameplay of this thing when it comes out in the snapshots, I will absolutely be willing to do that for you guys.
Right, I guess it's gonna come out on PC first.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
PC or Pocket
How
Edition.
long, like, how big is the difference in time for console to PC?
Um, Llamas have been around on PC for almost a year before we got them.
Oh, jeez, dude, that's a
It
ridiculous
was
amount of
like
time.
more than 6 months they had been out before we got them.
Holy shit. Alright,
But they're
well, I
getting
guess we'll be
better.
waiting for a while.
I think
Well,
the
they have a
last,
huge team. It shouldn't take this long. It's Microsoft now.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Microsoft.
Anyways, whatever. That's cool. Whenever it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Oh, somebody is messaging me. Oh,
Is
it's
it
my
Landon?
mom. All right.
Hey, how come you're not, like, schooling it up? Oh, yeah, I guess that's a bad question. Never mind, we'll move on.
Yeah. All right. So, um, back to the new mob. There's gonna be a texture overhaul on all of Minecraft. They're gonna change pretty much every single texture except for the brand new ones like the terracotta blocks.
Okay, and it's gonna be like a vanilla overhaul.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
this is
pretty
gonna stay
sure.
forever? Are you sure is it a
No,
skin or is it like a full
no.
out they're changing
They're
things?
full out changing everything, all the
Oh
textures.
shit, that's
But I'm
hectic. I
pretty
wonder what
sure
that's
that
gonna be like.
there's gonna be like on console at least, there's gonna be like a free texture pack that you can get to bring back the old textures if you like that.
I guess that makes sense.
Because some people it's
That's pretty
just gonna
dope.
be a total change.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. I look forward to that though. I like fresh new things.
Um the biggest change that I've seen is the grass and the wooden planks and the trees. All of those
The wooden
change so
planks.
much.
They did?
Mhm. So,
I mean, I know they added more wood, that's for sure.
if you're
Indoors and
watching
shit, but
this right now,
I
I
just
may
knew
or
it
may not
changed.
add a picture of all the texture overhauls that they've given us leaks of on their Twitter. But
Yeah, they gave leaks? I want to look this up. Yeah,
yeah, go
cool.
look it up because
I'm
there's
gonna look it up right now.
like it's stays vanilla. It's like a vanilla texture pack almost. And I mean, the textures don't look bad. I think they're going to look good, but some people I think are going to have a problem with just the general feel of it not being original Minecraft.
Um,
Mm. So, yeah. The obsidian got a big change. I remember that distinctly. It looks so much different than it originally did, and I'm
Is
not
it called Java textures?
I don't know. It might be. Um, I know. Hmm. I don't really know what it's called. I just know that they're giving all the textures a freaking overhaul.
Oh, that's cool. Slightly different.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna change every like little bit of it to where it's undistinguishable.
I'm not sure if I can. I don't know if that was the right thing or not. I'll look it up again later on too. I want to continue mining.
All right. So, yeah,
I'm still
texture
excited for it regardless.
overhauls, new mob, the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. They've
Bedrock Edition. What's that?
It's basically Xbox. It's Microsoft's official version of Minecraft, besides the Java PC edition. It's
And
where
that is,
everybody can play together from all different consoles and
and they're calling it
platforms.
Bedrock Edition.
Bedrock edition, but it's like a pocket edition version of Minecraft on a
They should think a
console.
better name for that.
Yeah. So this is
But either
Java
way, that's
edition
cool.
because the original version ran on Java. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, that makes sense. Very
Um,
cool, sir. Very cool.
But yeah, it's basically Pocket Edition that runs a little faster than on your phone. That's basically all it is. Yeah.
I found a huge cave of lava in this area that I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. I'm getting lots of redstone and shit. Beautiful thing.
Sweet.
Like Harvey's.
Um, you want to move on from the Minecraft stuffs right now?
Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you
All
want to do,
right.
I'm good. Next
So
subject.
I don't really know how this is going to affect the rest of the world, but recently in the past couple months, Ajit Pai and net neutrality have been net neutrality has been freaking repealed by Ajit Pai in the
Okay, I don't
U.S.
know what a Jeet Pie is, but I do know about net neutrality, and I'm
That
really
is that's
concerned
the
about what's
evil
going to happen
man
with that.
that
Oh, he's the one who's in charge?
yeah,
Well,
80%
that
of
fucker's a
America
prick.
voted on it and said, "No, we don't want this taken away." And he's like,
Yeah, and they did it anyway.
screw you."
Yeah, yeah, and so now we
So,
have that to look forward to. I don't know what's going to happen with that, dude.
and so in response, the hacking team, Anonymous, I'm sure you've heard of them,
Oh, definitely. I've
doxed
gone to their protests.
Ajit
I
Pai.
participated. They did
They
what?
they doxed Ajit Pai.
And that means what?
They released all his private information for the public
Oh,
to
okay.
find on a
That's
forum.
awesome. That
And
is
so
awesome.
they released his personal phone number, his credit cards, everything.
Wow,
Even some of his
that's so
family
dope.
members' phone numbers.
Wow.
So I don't think the one thing that I don't think they should have done is release his family members' phone numbers because I don't think they
No,
have
that's
anything
not
to
right.
do with it. But um, I'm all for them like demonstrating what we can do because they don't need
Yeah,
net neutrality to do this crap. They can do whatever.
yeah, definitely. But
And
it still
I
affects everybody else, and that's why
it
they're pissed
definitely
too.
affects everybody else. The one thing that I'm concerned about with this doxing is that it will have a negative effect and a negative outlook from Ajit Pai and the rest of the community saying that we need this because of this.
Because of this type of thing, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense too.
So I'm not really sure whether that's going to be their outlook on it or whether the 80% of the United States is going to be like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'll tell you one secret. I don't like his name.
Ajit Pai, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because it sounds
Most people
really
just call him
funny.
Pie Boy.
Pie boy.
Yeah. Um,
That's funny.
the other thing that really confuses me is that the reason that they're getting rid of net neutrality.
Oh, there's many reasons.
Yeah.
What's the reason?
The reason that they advertise the most is that people will get better service in more rural areas, and if anything, keeping net neutrality and doing your damn job and putting up cell phone towers and stuff
Oh my
is gonna
gosh.
help. How is getting rid and making them pay for lower quality internet rather than having just satellite internet?
There's no logic to that
There's no
whatsoever.
logic to that. So you're making everybody else suffer and pay for
Right.
better internet so that other people can have lesser internet. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
All right, my mom's calling. I'll pause the
Alright.
stream real quick.
Mhm.
All right, and we are back.
A Jeep pie.
A Jeep pie. Yes. Um, so basically, this guy, if you look at him, he looks like a baby that just grew a man's body. Like,
Oh,
and his smile, he has like the Jim Carrey's The Mask smile.
are you serious?
Yeah, look up a Jeep
That's
pie,
awesome.
and this guy, he's like 40 years old, looks like an
Let's see.
actual baby that grew a man's
Let's see what I
body.
can see. A Jeep pie. It's such a whack name. Oh my gosh. Okay. A
Yeah, it
Jeep.
is.
Yeah, look at that. It popped straight up. Oh, it's not even spelled right. They spelled pie like pie,
P-A-I. Yeah,
pie,
it's
pie.
pie.
Yeah.
P-A-I. I'm
Yeah,
telling
he's
you,
funny looking.
Jim Carrey's The Mask freaking looking
Oh my gosh,
smile.
this guy's face.
He
Oh
looks
my
so
gosh.
happy and accomplished with what he's done.
There's a caricature of him, and his teeth are huge, and his eyes are
Yeah,
tiny.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, this guy actually looks like an evil like a supervillain, just in the mannerisms
Apparently.
that he has.
Well, that's interesting, Mr. Ajit Pai. I hope he gets like.
And
Well,
right
I hope nothing
after,
bad happens to him, but I hope he gets what he deserves if he does something bad. That's what I'll say.
right after, he freaking, what's it called? He got rid of net neutrality in the States. He immediately posted
Mm,
a video, like boasting about himself, called 25 Things That You Can Do Without Net Neutrality.
jeez.
And he freaking dresses up in a Santa costume, holds a fidget spinner, and takes selfies and stuff. And I'm just like,
What?
dude, I could do that before the freaking internet. I don't need the internet. If you're gonna be boastful like that, I'm just gonna freaking go read books and shit.
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I don't like him. That's for sure.
he is a real life baby face supervillain. Who is manipulating the public for
Baby face super villain.
like that's legit what I think of him when I see his face. He's a baby face supervillain with a weird pie boy name. Yeah. So, some of you may disagree on the whole net neutrality thing, but that's whatever because 80% of the United States is disagreeing with you. Cool.
Well, I think everybody's pretty much on the same track with that one, and I don't see how any other percentage would vote any
And
differently. It doesn't make any sense.
my grandmother didn't know what it was, so she didn't have any sort of opinion on it. So when I
Yeah, that's
told her
probably the
what it was,
20%.
so when I told her what it was, she was like, "Oh crap."
Yeah, that's no good. Exactly.
She,
Even
I'm like,
grandma knows.
imagine going on Facebook and because you didn't buy this $1,000 service to get the same internet that you have now, it's gonna be slow. Like the pages won't load or anything. That's how I
Yeah,
put it to her because that's just the
yeah,
way that people her age understand things.
yeah. Well, that's it's simple. It makes sense. It's a good way
Yeah.
to explain it.
So you're paying for the service again that you already have to be the same speed.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
like buying a cell phone and then
buying,
paying long distance in your own city.
yes, that's pretty much the premise of his whole evil scheme. Um, and cell phone and the probably the 20% also are people working for Verizon and AT&T because they're the ones
Yeah, they probably
benefiting
get a
from it.
bonus for voting.
Yep, because that's going to go into their favor because people are going to have to buy better service from them. And
Yeah,
some of that
exactly.
service fees go straight to the government due to this new
Exactly.
net neutrality thing. So,
That's terrible, man. They're gonna screw us over.
absolutely
That's what
terrible.
they're doing. They're always just messing with us. So,
The one thing that I'm like curious about is how this will affect the rest of the world because it has to affect some portion of the rest of the world in some way.
yeah, definitely.
Like when like it's freaking science.
Well, it's internet, so internet is the whole world, and it's regulated. It's regulated. It's gonna be everybody probably eventually. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I
Actually,
guess so.
I guess maybe not though, because well, I don't know. That's a good question.
On the same topic of internet freaking regulations. Russia, Vladimir Putin blocked Pornhub
Yeah.
so that his
Oh my
people would
gosh, did he
go
really?
out. Yeah, he blocked Pornhub from the nation's internet
So
service,
people would go
so
out?
people would go out and meet people and have more children.
Oh my gosh. Have more children.
Yes,
Are you serious?
because the numbers are dropping due to the amount of lesbian and homosexual people in Russia right now.
Oh. Oh, shit.
So he's trying to
That's
build
crazy.
an army basically of people
That
again.
aren't.
He's boosting his
Wow,
population's numbers
that's actually nuts.
through Pornhub.
Oh
Thank you,
my gosh,
Pornhub.
this guy's gonna fucking. What? I'm confused. But they say that the world is too populated. So why is he?
I guess Russia's
Doesn't make
numbers are
sense.
underpopulated for what they were, and he
I
wants
guess.
more people. I
It's
guess I don't
confusing.
freaking know.
It's so confusing. I don't know either. I'm just talking, man. I'm just trying to figure this out. We're just gonna
Yeah,
sit here and wonder why,
yeah. There's really no like definite reason that he gave. He just like, no, go out and
That's
meet people.
crazy, dude.
No more Pornhub.
Hmm. Wow. Well,
But
good
yeah,
on him. Good
yeah,
on him.
good on him. Um, let's talk about another subject. PUBG
Yo,
is a
that's supposed to be
national.
coming to all consoles, isn't it?
Yes, it is eventually. It's already been released for the Xbox One. It came out in the full version is going to release sometime. I think it released sometime last month. So we are in full version of PUBG. We are no longer in beta, alpha. We are in version 1.0.
Okay.
And
I haven't played
basically,
that game yet.
yeah, I've played it. It's all right. It's basically like a a more chaotic version of Fortnite.
More chaotic?
More chaotic, yes.
In what way?
People run around punching each other as soon as they start.
That's funny.
So imagine Fortnite, but you have to run around picking up clothes, picking up armor on top of gathering bandages, medkits, and energy drinks.
Oh, jeez.
And then you pick up weapons, but then there's attachments for those weapons
That sounds pretty intense. That
that
sounds
you have
fun.
to choose. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just like a chaotic version of Minecraft. I'm not Minecraft, freaking Fortnite. God.
That's
Um,
pretty dope.
and yeah,
Oops.
but it released a couple months ago, around December, October, for the Xbox One and Xbox One X. And this makes me mad because the Xbox One X is going to downgrade their performance on PUBG to make the original Xbox One slow down to 30, like, because the original Xbox only runs at 30 frames per second consistently.
Hmm.
And so I don't think they should have limited the
So you're saying they're
Xbox
slowing
One.
the
They should
newer
just
version
they are slowing the most powerful console on the planet right now
to match with the
to
older
match with
console?
the older console that wasn't even meant to be
Well,
a
what's the
game
point of
system.
making the console better if you're gonna match it back?
Exactly. That's what makes me mad. They should have different servers for different speeds so that the
That's so
performance,
stupid.
like, why did you even buy the Xbox One X if you're just going to downgrade your performance for this AAA title?
That makes no sense.
Like,
Really?
they should do what Black Ops 3 did and have the Xbox 360 and PS3 servers on a totally different channel so that they could run at their speeds.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
That way it's fair for everybody. And the
That's just
Xbox
crazy.
One X should be running at a full 60 frames per second, freaking 4K graphics over there. And I just don't think it's fair.
Well, you know what? I'll say, I mean, I don't have an Xbox, so it's okay for me.
Yeah.
But I agree, though. It's still pretty stupid.
I
I
do
think
have
that's
an
weird.
Xbox One
It's not.
S downstairs.
Oh, do you?
Yes. So it's basically the game's equivalent of the original Xbox. That's not meant to be a um a freaking TV machine, a media machine,
Oh,
like the original Xbox. It's a games machine.
that makes sense.
But I don't play on it because I don't like it as much as the PlayStation. So,
I remember when the Xbox One first came out, I went into a Best Buy and I tried the system and I think it was Forza or something I was playing, but I loved the
yeah.
feeling of the controller. It was a nice
Oh yeah.
controller.
It is a
That's
very
all
nice
I can say.
controller. They definitely took the Xbox 360s and the original Xbox's original layout that they had that
Just
everybody
improved
liked,
on it.
and they improved on it to make it more
Yeah, they made the
ergonomic and fit
controller
your hand.
smaller and more fit to your hand. Yeah.
Mhm. Cuz I remember distinctly that the original Xbox controller was big and clunky when I had one.
Mhm.
And so they've slimmed it down with the Xbox 360, and they've done even more so with the Xbox One.
Yeah, exactly.
And I really
I
like what
think
they're doing.
ultimately it was worth it.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, and I, in general, with the whole PUBG scenario, I just think they should make a console exclusive for the Xbox One X of PUBG. Just make that exclusive to that one console.
I disagree. Because I want to try it and I want to play it on PS4.
No, I'm just
Because I
saying
have
that that
PS4.
version, the 4K version that runs at 60
Oh, I
FPS
see.
should
I
be
see. Yeah, you're
specific to
right.
that
Yeah,
one console.
that would make sense because nobody else is gonna have
Not
4K
brand
right now, except for
specific, just
PS4 Pro.
console
Yeah, that
specific.
makes sense.
So, if if you don't if you don't have a PS4 Pro, you're not going to be on the same servers as everybody else with a PS4, like a regular PS4,
Yeah.
I think.
I think
But
that would be logical.
that's probably not what they're going to do.
No, most likely not. They're gonna fuck with people
Yeah.
because that's what they like to do.
Um you've heard about all the controversy with EA and their microtransactions in Battlefront 2.
Yeah, some of the stuff, yes.
Basically they got so much controversy that they got rid of all the microtransactions in Battlefront
Oh, they
2.
actually got rid of them.
They got
Are
rid of
you
them, which
serious?
I think that's even worse than having them in there because then they're just
Well,
like,
now
"Oh
there's no
crap."
option.
Yeah.
Like people want to buy stuff, they just don't want to have to buy everything that they already thought they were paying for.
Yeah. Like in the original one, there were microtransactions to some extent.
Yeah.
Like you could
Like,
buy
yo,
little
here's
packs.
another example from EA. Speaking of EA,
Yes.
so The Sims, me and you, we both got that game. I'll
Yes,
tell
it's a
you
good
right now,
game.
Sims 3, yeah, it's a great game, but it had a lot more content, the last one, number
Mhm.
3. Way, way more content. Now what they're doing is they're putting in less content and then adding extra packages that you could pay for like more money, like 30 bucks,
Yep.
40 bucks, 20
You could
bucks,
buy a whole
15.
new
It's
game.
crazy. Yeah, it's like, dude, why are you guys doing this? Like, just put in some real content, and I'll be happy with the game for a few years, and then bring out add-on packs later, not a month down the road.
Along
You
the
know what I
same
mean? Like,
lines of the Battlefront 2 situation and the Sims situation with EA,
hmm
they put similar microtransactions into UFC 3, which got just shrouded over by the whole Battlefront situation. Nobody is
so what
talking
happened with
about
that? So, oh, nobody's
nobody's
talking about
talking
it.
about it because it got totally blown out by the whole
Wow,
situation with the Battlefront 2. So they kept the
that's crazy.
microtransaction transactions in
On that
UFC
one.
3.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny, because, I mean, they have it in Sims still too, right? Nobody's gonna complain about Sims either, 'cause it's a smaller
Yeah.
game, so
Mhm.
same thing with that.
And it's basically there was so much hype for Battlefront that everybody saw this when it came on because everybody
Yeah,
was excited for the game because it looked a lot better than the first one and
that
it
makes
added a
sense.
lot more content. So, yeah. I don't even see why we have microtransactions in the games besides making money for the companies. Like to some extent, I would like to be able to buy something like a skin pack on Minecraft to where it doesn't affect the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like I see that that's just a small purchase. But when it affects your gameplay, when you have these little microtransactions, like pay to
Yeah,
win,
I definitely think
I
it's
don't think
not cool.
that's I don't think that's acceptable.
I also agree with you. Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
Like throw it
They're
back
putting
way back.
pain into the players' hearts is what they're doing.
Yes. So throw
Back in
it
the day,
way
get a
back
good game, a
to
full game.
RuneScape, a good MMO
Oh
RPG.
shit, RuneScape.
You didn't have to pay for anything. It was just the grind of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why
That is
people
true.
played it and that's why it became such a good game because they knew it was difficult and they loved that. There weren't any catches to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
I don't
just
know,
like,
man.
hey,
Things
you
change.
bought this $60 game. It's going to be $40 in 5 months. Um yeah. You want to buy some other stuff? Like
Yeah, please just keep buying things. That's all they want.
yeah. Um, let's also talk about this because we're already talking about Battlefront. The original Star Wars Battlefront was $60 all the way up in because it released in 2015, right?
Okay.
It was $60 all the way up until summer or winter of 2016. So that was a year,
Yeah.
a whole year that it was $60, right? That's a reasonable amount of time.
Okay.
Battlefront 2 hasn't even been out for 6 months yet, and it's already $40.
Are you serious?
Already $40.
Well, it tells you that the game sucks.
Mm. I have it. It's a decent game. It's basically the first game, but with upgraded graphics, and it runs faster. That's about it.
I tried the beta they had that one weekend. I thought it was so shit. I hate Star Wars. It's
Yeah,
just my opinion, though. But
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, it's crazy how they do that. Some games will stay expensive, some won't. And all it depends on is literally how many people are buying it right now.
Mhm.
If they don't buy enough, they bring it down the price. Because then if more people buy it, they make that money still.
Yeah, and that's why if you go to a Best Buy or a game store, like a local game shop, if a game's been in there for so long, they'll bump down the price so that it'll appeal to
Yeah,
you more. You're like,
exactly.
oh, it's
They
only
know you're waiting.
$10.
Yep, exactly. They
I
know you're
wanted
waiting.
that. It's like, say if you wanted a game way back in 2012 for the Xbox 360, and you see
hmm
that game that you never got sitting on the shelf, in Best Buy for $15 when it was 60 when you wanted it. You're going to be inclined to be like, hey, I haven't played that game. Let me pick it up. And that's the
Yeah,
same concept with the
exactly.
microtransactions. It's like, hey, this looks cool. They advertise this. Oh wait, it's it's like $15 for a battle, like a bunch of coins that don't even mean anything.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
think
I
I
don't know.
somehow found one of your caves.
What do you mean?
I think I'm in your cave.
Are you?
I don't know. I think I might be.
I'm gonna turn on the in-game ID so I can see where you are.
Alright.
No, you're nowhere near me.
Okay, but this thing is all lit up. I'm pretty sure.
That
But
might be
this
one
is
of Landon's little secret caves.
maybe. I'm gonna continue venturing through it.
All right. Um. So on the note of um Star Wars, The Last Jedi. I know you don't like Star Wars, but I just feel that it's necessary to talk about this because I like Star
Oh, we may as
Wars,
well. We're already on Star Wars, so.
and yeah, I like Star Wars. It's a good series in my mind. Um, except for the the ones that came out in the early 2000s and the late 90s. Do not like those.
Hmm.
They're not my favorites, but they do add context to the
The
story, and
original ones.
yes,
They don't add context, they create the context. But I get
yeah,
you. You're from a younger generation.
yeah. So the late 90s, like the Phantom Menace with all that, and I mean, if you've watched the original ones, it doesn't really add anything to them, but it doesn't take away anything from them in my mind.
Okay.
So on that note, people are very split opinioned when it comes to the new Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi. They don't know what to think of it. Some people, because it had a lot of humor involved in it, and
Okay.
I think for some people, it reminds them of freaking Jar Jar Binks cracking jokes every 2 minutes.
Hmm.
And I don't think they like it because of that reason, or it's just an over excessive amount of jokes. Like for a Star Wars series, they don't. It's kind of a serious series to start off with, besides a couple key like characters that were not
Yeah,
necessarily
that's true.
jokesters, but they every once in a while they would lighten the mood.
Oh, I think I know where I am.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't really tell anything. But what do you think as a general scope of the Star Wars series?
I have not seen the movie,
All right.
and I have no idea what it's like, and I don't like Star Wars. So that's my consensus on the entire basis of what you just said.
All
And
right.
also, I lost where I just was.
Ah. Um. There's another thing that I saw. That bothered me is switching directors, two movies
Okay.
into a trilogy.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that I can talk a little bit about that one with you because that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Why would they
So
do that?
so J.J. Abrams directed The Force Awakens, right? And that was
Yeah.
the first installment of the new Star Wars trilogy. They flip over to this next movie and they're like, J.J. Abrams, get out of here. We're going to get some Swedish comic book director over here. And I'm just like,
That's
why
funny.
are you switching? It's only been a year and a half or 2 years since the movie.
Well, maybe dude didn't want to do it anymore.
I don't know, but either way, I think it's stupid and he should have stayed on for the last two movies. Because that's money in his pockets in the end of the day, even
Yeah,
if
I
he
was like,
doesn't care.
shit, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, yeah.
Yeah, but
You can imagine if somebody came to you and said, hey, you did the first My Little Pony, and I know that got you in, and now you're famous, but do you want to do the next three? No, I hated that. I just wanted
yeah,
to get in the door. You
I
know what I mean?
mean, it back to Minecraft, we could kind of compare that to Notch.
Yeah, perfect.
selling it
Exactly.
to Microsoft. He's like, okay, I know that I've done all this, but you guys are driving me insane. I don't like this anymore. I don't like where this is
Yeah.
going. I'm gonna
He
give it
didn't
to
like
some other
the
people who
fans were
actually care
pressuring him
now,
too. Yeah, exactly. It was
and
too
take the
much for him to
pressure off
deal
of
with.
one
People were
person.
judging him. Every time he put something out there, they were fucking attacking everything this guy did, man.
And that's like back to Star Wars. That's where George Lucas gave the series over to Disney because he's like,
See?
hey, everybody's judging me for this. Every time I put out a movie, there's always something people have to say about it.
See?
Yeah,
That's what happens, man. People shut people down, dude.
yeah. And I don't really have any predictions for the Star Wars movie. I think it's gonna be another Star Wars movie, and I think people are gonna buy it and watch it no matter what.
Oh, of course they will. That's definite, absolute for sure. No matter what.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing that I really have against the movie, without even seeing it, is switching directors halfway through a trilogy. I don't think that's smart.
That's fair. I think it's a fair thing to dislike.
Yeah.
That would probably bother me too. I mean, ultimately, if it comes out to be a good movie, it comes out to be a good movie. Like, I don't think you're gonna really notice the transition in directors unless you're watching for like the way they cut a certain scene or something,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
just a
just over the
totally
top.
different
Like,
mindset for the
yeah, like you know
movies
how
because
those
it's two
dudes
different
like
people. Yeah. What? Go
those
ahead.
gaming dudes on like what websites and shit, like IGN and shit. They're just like, oh, oh, I can't believe the way they did this, and oh, I can see the seam line in the game world. Like, dude,
And I'm
shut
like,
up, man. The
dude,
game
that
is
might just be
entirely
your
beautiful.
console.
Yeah, like actually, yo, I remember this one time I was back in high school. This kid, uh, he's like, oh man, for Skyrim, he was like, oh, it's such a good game, except you can see the seam line in the world. You can see where the world is like half split, and there's like a whole line through the entire map. And it's like, so what? Like, why do you care? It's just a
Cool.
transition line. It has to load there. Why is that a big deal to you? You know what I mean? They can't be
Yeah.
perfect. It's a game. It's still a computer.
Yeah.
So I don't
Even
know.
in
People are
GTA, there's
nuts.
strict border lines. Like, even though it's such an open-ended world,
Yeah, exactly.
there's still if you go into the ocean far enough, you're gonna find some lines.
Exactly, dude. It's not going to be impossible. It's going to happen. It's bound to.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. And even in GTA San Andreas, it was just a cube. You were stuck in the map. There was
Yeah,
there was dedicated lines to where you could not go,
yeah, exactly.
and people didn't care. It was a good game either way.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Now people are all whiny.
I don't know. I don't
Oh, the
understand it.
music wasn't good.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
I just want
Put
to
in
have
some
a good
earbuds and
game.
get your own music.
Yeah, like for example, for me, let's go back to Star Wars for a second. So
All right.
when I played the beta, even though I don't like the game, so I had a judgment to it, I was open to playing it because I have played Star Wars games that were decent. It's still a shooter.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
and ultimately, it was just I don't know, man. I felt like it was bland. It was confusing.
It
The
was
like the gameplay startup thing was confusing as hell, kind of like the new Call of Duty World War II. That's confusing shit. Like, why are they switching things every time? Keep it the same. Why do they
yeah,
have some weird ass entrance to your game and now you have to join it this way and vote on the map this way? Like, keep some of the stuff normal. Don't confuse people.
like I think the definitive version of Call of Duty is Modern Warfare. That should be the definitive Call of Duty. That is the
Yo, that was a
definitive Call of
sick
Duty.
game. Modern Warfare 3 was great.
The Modern Warfare trilogy is the definitive Call of Duty in my mind. And for some people, it could be the Black Ops series, but
This is true.
I love the
I
Black
like the
Ops
Black Ops
series.
one.
I love Black Ops. That's
So
my
do I,
favorite
a
one.
lot.
But
Yeah.
still, ah, Modern Warfare is still just feels Call of Duty to me.
Yeah, I get you.
And I again with the switching it up halfway through, um, with Black Ops, the jetpacks threw me off. The jumps.
The jetpacks. Ha!
It's just like,
I
okay,
remember when they started doing that.
we've got boots on the ground warfare, boots on the ground warfare, and now we're gonna be flying
Suddenly
all
now
over the
we're gonna
place, and
switch it right back.
we're gonna be freaking chimpanzees jumping all over the freaking place.
Hmm.
Sniping died in Black Ops 3 because of the jump boost.
I enjoyed the jump boost though. It was fun. I really enjoyed the way they
I
did that. I actually really liked
Don't
Black
get me
Ops 3.
wrong. I love Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. But just sniping, I used to just on Black Ops 1, I used to go and snipe everybody. Just go on Nuketown, bang 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 bang.
Well, that's why. See, nobody would have liked you anyways, 'cause snipers suck. So don't even worry about it.
Well, I'm not saying that they didn't like me because I was doing it with other people.
I'm just kidding,
Yeah.
man.
But for real, just you can't do that anymore. You can't get any shots down. And if I guess it's just a matter of it being more balanced, but in some sense it doesn't need to be that balanced because warfare isn't fair.
This is true. It's never fair.
No. Everybody there's always going to be some advantage.
Usually the battle is won before it even starts, just by words. Words finish the battle.
Yep.
The deaths only what come along with it.
Mhm. Um yeah. I don't really know what we need to talk about next. But um there's always that Logan Paul thing that's a little bit old
Oh,
now,
jeez.
but um
This
I
guy,
I made you watch that
he's
video
terrible.
just so that we could talk
Oh,
about
he's so
this.
terrible, man.
I know.
Dude, you know what? We can talk about that, and we can also talk about I saw on Facebook the other day this man went to Japan or China too. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't. You'll have to tell me about it.
Oh, bro, you need to see. You need to see the ridiculousness. This guy went to Japan, and one of the first things he says is, "Oh, okay, so in Japan they're all about respect and honor or some shit like that." And then he
Oh, I
turns
saw
around. I didn't
that.
watch the whole video. He turns around, he's just disrespectful all over the place, rocking their
He
robe
was wearing a kimono and a
like it's
freaking rice
fashion
hat.
sense. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, dude. Just rude,
It's all about
just
that
straight rude.
respect. And then he
He's like
turns around
slapping fish on windows of restaurants and
and then he
shit.
leaves a freaking squid arm on the back of a car,
A trunk, yeah, man. Dude's a dickhead.
riding
I don't
around in the
like him.
fish markets, on the
Yeah,
back of their little cabs that they deliver the fish in.
exactly. I don't like that guy at all. After I saw that, I was pretty disappointed. I
Um,
didn't like him in the first place, but
like just the whole video in general was a bad video.
it was terrible, dude.
When I watched it, I was more focused on the suicide part because I'm just like, this can't be freaking real. He couldn't have posted this, right?
Yeah,
And so the rest of it, to me, what he did is he put this idea in your head. I found a dead guy, and so the whole video, you're not focused on everything else that he's doing. You're just like, oh, okay. When do you find this dead guy? Because this is gonna
yeah,
get you in
seriously.
trouble. So he kind
Yeah.
of snuck all that disrespect in there without even
Oh, wait, that all was in the same
all
video?
the same video.
The whole Japan slapping the fish and all that shit too?
Yep.
Holy
So he
fuck,
just shipped
man.
that right. He just squished it right in the middle of all that.
All of it. Whoa, what an idiot.
So by the time that you get to that, you're not even
Holy.
focused on what he's doing to disrespect the culture.
He's the biggest idiot I ever did friggin' see anywhere, I think, at this point now. Wow, man.
And I know that there's gonna be some kids because of my viewer freaking age, however old you guys are, like they're it ranges from like 13 to
Oh, I'm
19.
sorry about my swearing, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just gonna cover it over when I download it again. Download
Oh,
the
okay, cool.
MP3.
Alright. Alright.
So,
Sounds good.
yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be some people in my audience watching this that are Logan or Jake Paul fans, but this is not
No, this is...
child-friendly stuff.
No, dude, that's not cool at all.
Parents out there, s-
It's
get
a
a hold
shame.
of what your kids are watching, because
Yeah,
these kids are
definitely.
definitely influencing your kids. And
Yeah.
he knows he's a kid's channel. And it's so apparent because in one of his music videos, he's like, hey, your mom gives you underwear for Christmas, throw it out and get the Maverick merch.
Matt, what?
Like he says, your mom, like your parents, like if you get freaking clothes for Christmas, throw it out. Beg your
Oh,
mom and dad to buy you Maverick merch, which is his company.
oh, wow.
And he's basically making it to where if it's not Maverick, it's not cool.
Go throw it out, basically, yeah.
Yeah. And I just don't think that's the way it should be. Because it never had to be. Like, Converse was never cool. It was just Converse. People wore it to play basketball back in the 50s.
Well, no, it was cool back then too, man. That was the shit. That's
Well,
the
I
main
know,
thing.
but it didn't have to advertise for itself. It just was
Oh
what it
yeah, no, it
was.
didn't. It's still, well, it does advertise now a little bit, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah. So, like, I just don't see how he's mind washing these kids.
I don't know, man. He's getting away with it too, and people are still just watching this guy. And I don't care what anybody says. This man definitely did that for views. He knew that that was going to get a lot of attention, good or bad.
Yes, he did because
Because good or bad,
in an
everybody went and wanted to watch that.
in an interview with his publisher and his editor, right?
Yeah.
Logan Paul had to sit down with him and debate whether he should post it or not. So he
Oh
had
my
to think
gosh.
about this stuff. It's not like he just, whatever, post it. He sat down for hours with this guy debating whether he should post it. And in the end,
That's
he
crazy.
decided these kids will love it.
That's crazy.
So he just sat down and decided, hey, I think this is a good idea. Kids will like all the disrespect that I'm throwing at Japan.
Well, it basically seems like what happened.
And also, in the same light, Dr. Phil, you know Dr. Phil, everybody knows Dr.
Yeah,
Phil,
yeah, yeah.
is defending Logan Paul, saying
What?
that we need to forgive him a little forgiveness and lighten up.
Why?
That's my question exactly. Why?
What?
Dr. Phil's argument is give him a break. He's only 22. And I'm like, okay, he's only 22. He's an adult. He can make his own decisions.
He shouldn't. I'm
I'm
sorry,
only
man,
fit.
but anybody
Dude,
who
I'm only 15 and I
does
know
that,
that shit's
that's too
bad.
much. Like,
Like,
anybody should have. I don't know. Anybody would have known to shut the camera off
anybody with
right
common
away.
sense, and he may not have any, but I know he does. That's the thing. Because
Like
of
my
the.
thing is, he's. One thing I was thinking is the way he's so popular now. He's all hyped up. He thinks he's great. He thinks he's on top of the world. So he probably thought nothing bad would happen.
Well, he's surrounded by
And then now
yes
he's like,
men.
oh fuck. What I'm saying, yeah.
This is why you surround yourself with friends, not yes men. You may think they're
Be
your
real,
friends,
dude.
but if they're saying yes to everything you say and making you think, "Hey, I'm the biggest guy around. Here we go. I can make no mistakes." Like that's not the
Yeah.
mindset that you want surrounding yourself when you're trying to be creative.
Not at all, man.
Ah, Dr. Phil.
Intense.
Dr. Phil.
Doc Phil, man. It's the Doc Phil.
We haven't even touched on this whole suicide part of the video.
Oh shit. Well, I don't even know what to say about it. It's sad.
Um, I get it that laughing is like a coping mechanism, but there's no way that all five of the people, like all four of the people there, had that same coping mechanism and were smirking. You don't just smirk when you see a dead body off in the distance. Because you know in their sick, twisted heads that they were like, yes, this is going to get us views.
Yeah, they probably did.
Ah, you don't smirk when you see a dead body, you call the cops.
Yeah.
You either freak out immediately, which I would probably do. I'd be like, oh crap. Dude, what have I just seen? That's my reaction. But he's like smirking over there, laughing the whole time. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
I don't know, man. It's shameful. It's
Um,
definitely shameful. The world's getting intense.
yeah. Um, So as he's sees this body, one of his friends with him,
Hmm. Yeah.
I hear them in the background going, "Get the camera."
Are you serious?
Yeah, in the background, he's like, "Get the camera." And then the girl
Wow.
next to him is like, "I don't think we should do this. I don't
Wow.
think." So he's got his yes men next to him. And then this random yes man's girlfriend who is just like, "What the hell? We just found a dead body. Call the cops."
For real. The one smart person.
Yeah. And I'm just like, They're
That's
making
pretty
fun
messed
of
up.
the dead guy because he has stuff in his pockets and his hands are purple and stuff. And I'm just like, what are you
They were
doing?
making fun of that?
Yeah, they were laughing. They're just like, oh crap, he's got stuff in his pockets. He's got a bag. Let's go check it out.
Oh my gosh. That's disrespectful as fuck, man.
I know. And um, just seeing that, I watched a video of this 11-year-old kid after he saw the video, thinking that it was a joke, and his mom got the camera because she wanted to teach Logan Paul a lesson because he may see it.
Yeah.
Because he watched that video thinking it was a joke, and he went into it and saw an actual dead guy, and he started crying. This 11-year-old
Aw.
impressionable kid.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
And he's like,
Jeez.
ah. And his mom's just like, I know that it's bad, but the we can't really do anything. The only thing that you can do is be a good, respectful person to everybody you meet.
Hmm. Exactly. I'm just trying to be nice.
Cause she told him, and I completely agree with her, that it's not his fault. It's not the little kid's fault for coming across that video. Cause
Not at
it
all.
wasn't age restricted. It should have been age restricted. It was labeled
Hmm.
under comedy in the genre.
Well, he did it purposely, man. He was trying to get views. He wanted all of the views,
It
and
should have
he
been,
was gonna get them.
even if he had monetized it, it wouldn't have been taken away. He would have gotten the monetization because
Oh,
Google
are you
doesn't.
saying he didn't monetize it?
He didn't monetize it, but he's
Oh,
cursing all throughout it, and so it's clearly like meant for entertainment.
yeah.
But you've got to think his viewer age group is 18 and under. These are like 8-year-old kids watching his crap.
Yep.
And they don't know what they've seen. They just see. They probably can't even read that well, honestly. So they just see Logan Paul has posted a new video. Okay, let's watch it.
Mhm. And then boom,
Yeah.
something messed up is in their view.
Yes. And before he took it down, YouTube didn't even take it down. It was up for 5 hours and it got over 600,000 views.
That's ridiculous.
600,000 views. 600,000 people saw this. 18 and under.
In 6 hours.
Yes.
That's fucking crazy, dude. Imagine that. Just post a video and the whole world sees it just like that.
Okay, take this into context, like in a different context, right? Imagine going to a freaking music concert. 600,000 people, right?
It doesn't even hold that many.
And you walk in which in center stage you see some guy has killed himself. Okay?
Hmm.
So, in all these kids in the stadium, it's like going to a freaking Mickey Mouse concert or some crap.
Hmm.
They're all impressionable little kids. And I don't know. He's just making it's like a comedy show.
I don't know. It's pretty bad. It's very bad.
It's all the way just screwed up in my mind.
Hmm.
And Dr. Phil, no. Just no. I am not defending Logan Paul whatsoever.
No, not at all.
But some people are arguing freedom of speech and education on the video,
What?
saying that he can do whatever he wants
I don't know
because
about that.
I don't know. You can do whatever you want, I guess, but if that affects other people in a negative light, I don't think
That's what I'm saying.
that's all the way messed up. I don't know. I have no clue. Oh, the whole situation is just not a good thing whatsoever. Um, let's throw it back to a lighter topic.
Alright.
Um, PUBG on the Xbox One. We talked about PUBG coming to all consoles, right?
Mhm.
Do you ever think that we will see crossplay between consoles of all kinds? Because we've already
Well,
gotten a hint
we
with
have it.
Minecraft.
We just don't have PlayStation because PlayStation, for some reason, whatever Mushi Nakamoto or whatever the fuck their names
Mushimaku.
are, these guys just they don't want to do it because
Yeah.
they think it could be bad on their network and there's possible infringements on these little children that they think are going to hear things, and it's like, dude, you're selling a console to a young
You're gonna
kid
hear things
who's already
anyways.
getting a console that has mature games, and when you go to a store, nobody asks these kids for ID anymore anyways.
Yeah.
So they're
I could.
getting bad games. They're getting
Okay.
games with swearing in them. Why not?
If the mom just bought a PS4 and told their kid, like, not knowing that what the things were on there, what you can do is go to a GameStop with your mom, right? Give the kid $20, right? He can
Yeah.
go in there and buy some PlayStation Plus money. You know what he can do with that
Mhm.
PlayStation Plus money if you haven't set it up properly?
Mhm. You can go
He
and
can
buy the
go straight
exact
to the
same game
PlayStation Store without anybody ever knowing and buy
because they
freaking.
don't even know his age.
Let's
Because
go
when you set up the
Doom.
account, you use an
Doom
adult's age. Exactly.
2016. He could buy Doom 2016, the most violent game on the platform pretty much right now. For nothing.
Yep.
Without
Amazing.
anybody stopping him.
Yep.
Uh, yep.
I keep yawning.
I don't know. But that's kind of a bullcrap reason to make it to where nobody can play with PlayStation. I think it's more about just general profit, honestly.
I think there's got to be something to do with it that has nothing to do with profit. I don't know, man, because it would only profit more. There's no way that that would take the opposite effect and benefit
Yeah.
nobody. It would benefit everybody because if you have cross-play, that means that, for example, if you had an Xbox One and I had the PS4, I could holler at you and be like, "Yo, dude, what's up, pal? I just met you online." "Oh, you have an Xbox? Yeah, man, there's a sick game on Xbox called Joy, for
So and
example, or
something.
whatever."
Yeah.
And then fucking now I want that system. So now I'm gonna go buy that entire system that profits Xbox. It happens backwards too. PlayStation as well. If I was the
Yeah.
person who had the PlayStation, you had no PS4. Oh my god, Ratchet and Clank, yo, I gotta get that. Like,
Yeah.
stupid friggin' people. There's
Uh
no losing.
yeah, I agree with that. There is no losing, but in these capitalists' minds, I'm sure there
Yeah,
is some form of loss just because it doesn't have the
very
name
true.
PlayStation on it.
Yeah, I think so. They don't wanna. I think what happened is they just don't want to brand each other out. Rather, you know what I mean? PlayStation just doesn't want
Yeah.
to end up branding Xbox and back and forth. They don't care to be branded by Xbox either, I'm assuming, because crossplay
But
is crossplay and each brand will be affected somehow.
Windows
Just not
10,
negatively.
Nintendo Switch, and whatever console else you want to call it. You can go on PC, Xbox, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, play Minecraft. No
Yeah.
problem. You can play with people from whatever console in that little group.
Yeah. I
Ah.
don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe like when a little kid likes his shirt
Mhm.
and his mom's like, "Hey, You gotta change your shirt. You've been wearing that shirt for like 4 days. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, it's my fucking shirt. I like this shirt. This is my shirt.
Yeah.
And the kid just doesn't want to change his shirt. That's what
Yeah.
PlayStation's like with this. No, this is my PlayStation. This is my network. I don't want anybody else on it, and I don't want to share. I want to be my own person, and nobody can change my brand because that's me.
It's that
You know
kid
what I
with the
mean?
ball on the playground. This is my ball.
Yeah, and he just doesn't want to let go.
Yeah.
Craziness.
The one thing that I have to agree with them on is that they're saying that in the terms of service, and I looked it up, it is in the terms of service that they made you sign that PlayStation ensures a safe play environment. But
Yeah, but they can't.
I don't know.
Like, dude, that's so stupid because they
It is
can't
stupid.
ensure a safe play environment because the environment you're playing in is your own friggin' room or your house, literally.
Yeah.
And then secondly, the online network environment that doesn't really exist. It's just here visibly through our eyes, but not actually,
Uh huh.
which is what a game is. Like, that doesn't mean anything because people can still hurt your child on PlayStation Network. They could do the same amount of things that
Yeah.
they could do on Xbox. Oh, hi, little boy. What's your name? Like, you know, it's all the same. Doesn't matter where it's coming from.
Yeah.
I guess they just wouldn't want to have a dispute over anything between the two companies, though.
I
Even though
don't know.
Xbox is willing. I don't know. It doesn't make sense,
Xbox
but
and Nintendo are both willing to cooperate, along
that's what I'm
with
saying. Anyway,
yeah.
they didn't even want voice chat for their system.
Well, they don't have it on the Switch.
Oh, they don't? I thought they were adding it.
They haven't added it yet, I don't think,
Oh,
but they're
okay.
going to, because it
That
does
makes
have a
sense.
USB port, and they're just gonna add microphone functionalities.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They're probably gonna sell some Nintendo specific thing where it only works on that one little thing, so they could sell more. But
Yeah, same as all the other headsets.
like, I just bought this mic right here on Amazon, and it was just a general studio microphone, and it works on PlayStation, so it works on anything with a USB port or an aux cable.
Hmm.
So, in that light, I don't think any of them anything when it comes to microphones, because
What do you mean?
it should just be universal. You should just have a microphone. And if you want that specific microphone for that company that does different things, then I understand that completely.
Well, how do I put it? Like, if PlayStation's making a secretive console and Xbox wants to know their secretive console and wants to get all the parts and be just as good or better then,
Yeah.
that means that PlayStation has to take very, 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 very good care to protect what their console that is new and secretive is, so that
Yes.
Xbox doesn't get it. And so my point there is you can't just tell them, hey, so we're using this type of jack audio output. Turtle Beach, go make all of the same jack audio output for each system because that's our plan. We're all going to stick with the same general consensus. That would make the console not the console anymore, just because they'd have to
That's
tell each other
true.
what parts they're using. So I
Yeah.
think that's probably part of why. And then what happens is the companies like Turtle Beach who make these headsets are like, all right, well, we got to make two different types because these companies have different input.
Yeah, like the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 um like okay, the thing says it's not
There's a.
broadcasting. Okay, I
Oh,
guess.
really? Okay, cool. Let me smoke a bowl quick.
Okay. Mm, it says it's just the internet's not good enough right now. It'll turn back on in a second.
How much money do you have, bud? Yeah, this is my mom, but she hasn't answered me yet. I'm trying to see what's going on. Alright, I'm ready whenever.
All right. It's back up, by the way.
Okay.
So
You said go
what I
get
was
the
saying
uranium.
about the PlayStation 3, right?
Yeah.
The PlayStation 3 didn't even have microphone functionalities. That was an afterthought because they saw that the Xbox had it.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes. So all the PlayStation
Wow.
3 mics had component cables that you would have to plug into through the back.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that because I had a PlayStation 3 mic. Actually, my buddy Bear Wonder that we play with sometimes, he's using it now. He has it, and it works for PS4 as well. That's another thing I
Mm.
was going to mention about the mics is I'm pretty sure Xbox, all of their old 360 mics weren't
Plugged
able to
right into
transition
the
over.
plugged right into the controller with their certain little pins or something.
Yeah, and I don't think they were able to transition over to the new system, whereas PS4's some headsets were able to transition over. Not all, but some.
Yeah. Mainly just USB microphones that also had the component
Yeah,
cables.
exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
Excuse
But yeah.
me.
Um I think eventually PlayStation will come to their senses and find some sort of happy medium. I'd like to think so.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. But for now, we'll just have to stick with what we have, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no real way of telling. But we were talking about Call of Duty earlier, and I've know that you have played a couple Call of Duties. Am I
Yes, I
correct
have.
in saying that? Okay, cool.
Yes, I have. I don't. I've never played any of the campaigns because I hate the campaigns.
Yeah.
I'm a hater, but
Okay.
it's okay. So I've only played the onlines and the multiplayers for
Yeah.
zombies, and then the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer survival was dope as fuck too.
Oh.
Do you remember that survival?
Oh yeah, that was. I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, me too. That shit was sick, dude. It was really good.
But yeah, the new Call of Duty World War II, and it's probably some of the most smooth and balanced gameplay that I've found, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah.
And they brought back Nazi zombies, which I am very happy about.
Yeah. How did you like zombies on there?
Nazi zombies is incredible. I mean, it's very confusing coming straight from Infinite
Uh-huh.
Warfare and Black Ops 3, but like it's just a totally different beast to the other ones.
Yeah, it's different. I played it at my buddy's. I
Yeah,
tried it out.
it's a
I
different
didn't play it
monster.
much. I only had a few rounds, but it's very different. I
It's a
really like
good
that
different
one.
though.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like you're able to kind of survive longer due to I don't know what exactly it is, if the zombies are slower or what, but it just
It
seems more smooth to
it
play.
starts off slower, but it amps up. It gets so
Quickly.
tense afterwards.
Yeah.
After those first 5 rounds, it's like all hell breaks loose, literally.
Yeah.
Cause you
Yeah.
trigger something, you're able to trigger something once you turn all the knobs or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. You do something and then it may just be after some certain round. There's a pit in the middle of the thing that's blocked off, and you can turn it on and open it up
Hmm.
to where it accesses like a burnt pit to hell.
Whoa.
Yeah, you jump
That's
down and it's
fucked
just
up.
like a charred, burnt pit.
Wow. That
And
sounds kind of
after a certain
interesting.
round, it just
Yeah, I
catches
feel
on.
like I
It
might have
spews
seen that.
flames afterwards. And the zombies that jump out of there are on fire. Nazi zombies just on fire, jumping out of it. It's
Oh, oh,
insane.
this fucker's trying to catch me. Alright, I'm gonna get him. Wakata!
Wakacha, wacha.
Sorry, I had to kill a skeleton. Skeletonia.
Ah, you're all good. But I really do like the new Nazi zombies that they brought that back because the original one was very slow paced because it was the very first zombies game.
Yeah.
But at it's not one of my favorites, but it's definitely a milestone in the history of Call of Duty for me.
Hmm. I feel
Like
you.
just the slow pacedness of it is what I'm not really fond of it for. but that's about it.
Sorry, are you talking about the story mode now, or are you talking
I'm
about the
talking about
current mode?
original Nazi zombies.
Holy shit! Original Nazi zombies from number one. Oh my gosh, dude, that I used to play that. Okay, I used to play that with my friends when I was in high school,
Yeah.
like way back in like grade nine, I think. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
grade nine. I'm positive. Holy, that's so
Uh,
old.
it's slow paced compared to the newer ones, but I think they brought back that slow pacedness in the beginning from that one,
Oh,
just
I see what you mean.
just so that the old players that played that way back when and just picked it up because it said Nazi zombies on the cover,
Yeah,
said includes Nazi zombies, they would be familiar with that same style of game at the very
that makes
beginning.
sense.
But then for those new players, they amp it up. And they still
That
have all
makes
the
sense.
Easter eggs there if you want to play them, but you can
Yeah,
play without
that's
it.
true. I guess that does make sense.
Yeah, I
I
mean
think you're right. I think you're right.
that that could just be absolutely wrong, but that's my hypothesis on
I
why
think
they
your
did that.
hypothesis could be accurate, sir.
All right, well that's good to know.
Yes, sir. All
Yeah.
right. Where am I
So
at? I'm trying to find some sort of cave to explore in. I'm just not finding much, man.
I'm in a ravine over here. Just go through the
Mm.
tunnels and go in the ravine.
No, I'm in the tunnels. I'm just blind.
Okay. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see another podcast, please make sure to hit that like button and leave suggestions in the comments for topics you would like to see.
Yeah,
Foggy,
and tell me what's up if you liked me there or not. Tell me
yeah,
what's up, and if you did, I'll be on here again. Cause yeah, why not?
yeah,
And
yeah,
sorry, I'm kind of tired also, so that's why I'm talking so weird, because I'm sleepy.
yeah, you and me both. But that's all I have for today. As I said a second ago, leave it in the comments. Thank you, Foggy, for coming on. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Talking.
sir.
All right.
Talking.
Peace. Talking. Just talking. That's all you need to do. Just talk.
Talk. Talk.
All right. Peace.